Alright, so it is Leo back with another Dragon Quest video, of course. Got some new information on Dragon Quest treasures that I wanted to talk about. As always, make sure to subscribe for weekly Dragon Quest content. We're almost at 600. You see that number, 592, 8 more people. Let's try to hit it soon. So let's go over to the Square Enix website here and talk about some of this new information. I am a little bit late. This came out on Monday, October the 3rd, but better late than never, right? So, base, gangs, and rivals in Dragon Quest treasures. Eric and Mia are out for treasure, but they're not the only ones. Learn all about rival gangs, your home base, and much more in this new preview of Dragon Quest treasures. Of course, by Duncan Heaney, like the other articles we've read. So let's dive right into it. Alright, this just seems like an introduction. Let me just read what's important. Alright, today we're going to talk about some more big elements in the game, including your home base and the threat of rival gangs out to steal your booty. First though, here's a look at one of the coolest parts of the game, building your own gang. Alright. Let me scroll down here. Okay, forming a gang. With the threat of rival treasure hunting crews looming at large, Eric and Mia form a gang of their own and even manage to snag a base of operations. Pretty cool. Oh, you can name your gang here. That's what it says on the screenshot here. It's 1 to 16 characters. Right now they're using the kind of stock name Team Treasure. The name of your gang is entirely up to you. Once you've settled on a great name, it's time to choose the perfect flag. Let's take a look at this screenshot here. These are like different banners you can choose. More flags can be unlocked by defeating rival gangs or exploring the far-flung reaches of Draconia. That's pretty cool. So it looks like you'll be rewarded with your exploration with these flags. Every piece of loot you acquire adds to the total value of your treasure vault. When this value hits a certain point, your gang will go up a rank, unlocking new treasure hunting abilities and the option to add to the base amenities. The best way to build a bigger and better gang is to collect as much treasure as possible. Pretty interesting here. So that's going to be how you better your gang. This right here is another cool screenshot. I feel like we've seen this in one of the trailers before. Now that their flag is raised, it's official. Eric and Mia's gang has its own base. So those were about the flags. Let's scroll down here. As their base grows and their skills improve, Eric and Mia will soon be swimming in treasure. Team Treasure are now a gold-plated gang. That's what it says in the screenshot here. So it looks like you'll have different ratings based on your gang and how well you've done at acquiring treasure. Pretty cool. Okay, who's in the gang? Your gang's membership is made up of the monster inhabitants of Draconia. Let's read this screenshot dialogue here. Persila. So that's this cat character, flying cat character right here. So I was thinking that we should do the same. If you could put together a gang of treasure-hungry monsters, we'd have nothing to fear. Alright. Persila is a mysterious creature who advises Eric and Mia and helps them to form their gang. We have another screenshot here. Pretty cool. And we have the Hat Hamwich, has been scouted. So of course we learned about that in the previous articles we've gone through, how to scout monsters. After battles, some monsters will be inspired to join your gang. Yep. Talked a little bit about that in the last article. So rank up, rank 9, Eminent Hunters. You'll take the treasure you find together back to base, where it will be appraised and added to your collection, boosting the value of your vault as a whole. Okay. As the value of your treasure vault goes up, so will your gang's rank. We have here number of treasure troves is now 5, and the treasure value bonus is 25%. Each new rank comes with a host of benefits that makes you a better treasure hunter, as well as adding bonus multipliers to the value of loot you bring back. So pretty cool. The higher rank you are, the more you're just going to be doing better with your treasure value bonuses here, and it'll make your expeditions that much more worthwhile the higher rank you are. Your home base. As Eric and Mia explore Draconia, they come across an unusual island that was once the home of the HQ of the Trans-Draconic Railway Company. One of its loyal employees, Mr. Houston, agrees to let them use the island as their base. Alright, let's read this screenshot here. Eric and Mia's dragon daggers have somehow got the curious vehicle fired up and ready to go. An old broken down train is made operational again thanks to Eric and Mia's trusty dragon daggers. Alright, this is Mr. Houston we heard about earlier. I'll read this screenshot here. I work for the Trans-Draconic Railway in the capacity of chairman, chief engineer, and station master. This is Mr. Houston, an employee of the Trans-Draconic Railway Company, who dreams of restoring the rail network to its former glory. He agrees to let Eric and Mia use the company HQ as a base, but only if they help him to re-establish the railways. Pretty cool. So it's kind of a benefit both ways type thing. They get to use the HQ as a base, but they have to help restore these railroads. I have a dream, you see, of restoring the company to its former glory. Pretty respectable. From the base, Eric and Mia plan for their adventures, organize the monsters in their party, and even send teams of monsters on missions to bring back loot. The old storeroom is a perfect place for the siblings to display their favorite treasures. Alright. This is Madame Blancmage, I think, something like that. Now let me think, what monster could I use? I have it. A hat sandwich would make for a magnificent first member. Do a favor or two for certain monsters and they might decide to set up shop at the base. Okay. Some side quest action, it sounds like. Taking turns is key to a happy sibling relationship, so don't forget to switch between Eric and Mia at the base from time to time. That's pretty cool. I was thinking like, oh, will there be like a penalty? Like, I highly doubt, there probably won't. But like, I was thinking like, will there be a penalty if you don't, kind of switch between them regularly? Like, will the stats of one be decreased out of like depression? Like, that's not gonna happen, but just a random thought that came into my mind. As you progress through the game, this is about base facilities. As you progress through the game, you will add to your base's amenities. Here are some base facilities you will get access to. Facility 1, Treasure Vault. All the treasure Eric and Mia collect is stored in the vault. They can use the plinths? I think that's that word, plinths. They can use the plinths there to display their favorite pieces for all the world to see. So these are kind of like, the plinths are kind of like podiums of some sort, I guess. I'm assuming they're this right here. Yeah. So you can see the different items they have on display here. Raising your gang's rank unlocks more plinths for displaying treasure. Okay. So that's another motivation for raising your rank so that you can show off more of your treasure. Alright. Off-duty gang members will occasionally polish the treasure that's on display, raising its value further. Okay. So even the ones that are not in the fray of battle help out as well. Facility 2, worker dormitory. I'm saying that word weird. Facility 2, worker dormitory. Sorry, I don't know. I can't say it right. I don't know why. Mr. Muddimer will help you rearrange your party and assist when it's time to let go of monsters that aren't fulfilling their potential. When your gang rank is high enough, you will earn the ability to send teams of monsters out on dispatch missions all across Draconia. Alright, so this is Mr. Muddimer. Reorganize the party, dispatch monsters, dismiss monsters, nothing. Pretty interesting. He is actually one of the few remaining railway employees and head of staff. Okay, so the company didn't completely go to ruin. At least you have, 1 or 2 employees left. Okay. Speak to Mr. Muddimer. I'm just going to call him Muddimer. I think it's like Muddimer, but I'm just going to say Muddimer. Speak to Muddimer to organize your party. If the dorms reach capacity, he's also on hand to help let go of a few monsters and free up some much needed space. So it looks like there will be like a capacity limit to the amount of monsters you could have. Let's see. This is just kind of him speaking to Mr. Muddimer, because this is the dispatch. So it looks like they have 2 dispatch teams out right now, and they have this one, and they're about to send out this one, dispatch team 2. And it tells you the recommended level, and that's probably like how long it will take. Pretty interesting. Keep raising your gang's rank to unlock dispatch missions. Keep raising your gang's rank to unlock dispatch missions. These special expeditions allow you to send monsters all over Draconia in search of crafting materials and treasure. My goodness, some of these words I just cannot get out. Like I was struggling with dispatch missions. I can't just say missions. I don't know. Okay, Facility 3, personnel department. Alright, see potential new recruits. Visit the Emporium, go to the works, add new facilities, nothing for now. Hello there, I do believe I've got something new to offer you. Be sure to take a look. What would you like to do? Alright, so let's take a look and see what Miss Cecily does. Miss Cecily is the head of the railway company's personnel department. She handles the application process for monsters looking to join the gang. Once your gang's rank is high enough, she can also help set up additional facilities like a shop, cafeteria, and pellet workshop. Okay, so this is how you go to for the new recruits. That's pretty interesting. Head to Miss Cecily's desk when you need a new recruit for the gang. She'll also inform you when new applications come in. Oh, they got 2 monsters of like the highest rank right here. Because when it's that rainbow colored, it means that they're like especially rare monsters. Pretty interesting. Wonder how frequently those will actually show up. Alright. Miss Cecily's suggestions. A convenience store, a canteen, the canteen queen, the pellet production. So these are like side quests, it seems like. Alright, let's read the text underneath it. When it comes to useful new facilities, Miss Cecily is the woman to speak to. She'll even point you in the right direction when it comes to finding the perfect monsters to work there. Alright. This looks like a shopkeeper. Bricky Ricks. You want to buy something? So is it like a item shop? Let's read what it says. Bricky Ricks is a merchant and one-time trading partner of the railway company. He scours Draconia looking for the best products with which to stock the shelves of his emporium. Now let's see what he sells here. Alright, so he sells formulas, oomph pellet formula, accelerator pellet formula. Oh, this sounds interesting. Let me scroll down and read what this says. Bricky Ricks stocks food recipes, pellet formula, and the materials needed to make them. As the story progresses, he will begin to add new products to his lineup. Pretty interesting. So I'm assuming these are like things you can make and then like apply these spells to you. So things like oomph that raise your attack and buff that raise your defense. That's actually pretty interesting if you could apply these while in battle. Facility 5, Cafeteria. This we have Madame Blancmage again. This is Draconia's premier chef. From her cafeteria kitchen, she creates mouth-watering meals to power up your monsters. She can also whip up rare delicacies, provided you give her the recipes. Alright. Feeding your monsters can give them a quick stat boost, raise their resistances, and more. Okay, so might be best to, eat before a tough boss, or maybe just in general, right? Kind of like a whole, I don't know if you guys have ever played Monster Hunter, but just eating out before a hunt can help you in the battle. I like that mechanic. Pretty interesting. Facility 6, Pellet Workshop. Let's take a look at this. Alright. A former railway company mechanic and train builder, Axel uses his mechanic know-how to make catapult pellets for Eric and Mia. He stocks a range of pellets, and if you provide him with the formula, he can whip up some extra special projectiles for you. Okay, so pretty interesting. So, it looks like the pellet formula I was looking at earlier, maybe you can't use it on yourself, but you can use it on enemies and maybe your own monsters. Okay, pretty interesting. I want to see like how these pellets work, right? Because we have the frizz pellet, and we have all these other pellets here. So it looks to me like maybe you can use obviously pellets to attack other monsters, right? That's what this frizz pellet does. But maybe like that oomph pellet formula I saw earlier, maybe it's something you could only, use on your monster, your gang, right? And then that raises their attack. So I don't know if it's something you'll actually be able to use on yourself to raise your own attack, because you can attack along with your monsters in this game. But we'll see how the pellets work, whether it's something you can only use on yourself or only the monsters, we'll see. But it's cool. You can see the variations of pellets here. You have healing, offensive, and other. So I'm assuming other is just, kind of stat assisting pellets, stuff like oomph, like I said earlier, and buff. Alright, what is this? The Snarl. Draconia is an ancient land with many mysteries, and Eric and Mia's base is no exception. The Foremans uncovered a set of stairs which lead deeper underground. There's more to the Snarl than we first imagined. Okay. Pretty interesting. Let's take a look at that screenshot for a second. Alright. A maze of rooms extends deep below the ground, joined by a series of interconnected teleportals. Stranger still, the maze changes every time someone enters, with different enemies to fight and new rewards for grabs. Oh my goodness, this is like, oh my god, this is just like Dragon Quest Monsters. Because I have played Dragon Quest Monsters on the Game Boy, and the teleportals just remind me of that. They have to be referencing that. That's pretty cool. Okay, it seems to be a teleportal. I wonder where it leads. Only the bravest treasure hunters dare to plumb its deepest, darkest depths and discover its secrets. That's so cool. I want to see what gameplay looks like inside of these portals. That is pretty cool. This game is just looking to be so interesting. Okay, rivals. Eric and Mia aren't the only ones determined to discover all of Draconia's treasures. They've got rivals to contend with, and they'll stop at nothing to take your hard-earned loot. Rival gangs will try anything to get their hands on your treasure, from attacking you out on the field to launching a raid on your base. Sorry, the scroll down messed up a little bit. Where was I? Rival gang members are not to be taken lightly, so be sure to have some friendly monsters in tow when you go out to confront them. The whole rival gang concept sounds really interesting as well. A rival gang is nearby. A rival gang is nearby. Alright. You'll be giving a warning if a rival gang approaches while you're out in the field searching for treasure. Okay, looks like you're in combat with a rival gang here. A rival gang draws near. It's as though they can sniff out any treasure you're carrying, and now they're attacking in the hope of stealing it from you. So it looks like you'll definitely have some altercations with this, with the rival gangs. Your treasure has been stolen. If the monsters in your party drop any treasure they're carrying, it will be snapped up by the rival gang. Fight back to keep your treasures safe. Pretty interesting here. Alright, let's read this. Some audacious gangs will attack your base in the hopes of stealing treasures you keep there, or will attack the monsters you've dispatched on a mission. I don't know why I just cannot say the word mission today. I'm struggling. The thieving phantoms have come for your Erdrick's armor. Attempt to fight them off? Yeah, come on, you cannot let them have that. Come on now. Better not. Don't pick that. Of course, pick definitely. Alright. Successfully defending a treasure from a rival gang will increase its value. You defeated the beastly busters and retrieved your Erdrick's armor. And of course, she's got the flag we talked about earlier here in her hand. If a rival gang overpowers you and successfully steals your treasure, they'll flee and go into hiding somewhere in Draconia. Take them down and take back your treasure. Okay, so you have to go treasure hunting again if they take your treasure. Meet your rivals. Of all the treasure hunting gangs that operate in Draconia, there are two are particularly notorious: the Thunderous Plunderers and the Sylphanian Expedition. Both these gangs have a flying ship at their disposal and a host of hardened treasure hunters among their ranks. Let's take a closer look. Brain froze for a second there, I'm sorry. The Thunderous Plunderers, a band of sky pirates under the charismatic leadership of Long John Silverbones. The Plunderers have several hundred members, both human and monsters. Okay. These gangs sound really dangerous, to be honest. Like, they could wipe you off the map, especially if you're just starting the game, you know? Long John Silverbones is the infamous leader of the Thunderous Plunderers, a cruel and cold-hearted pirate. He is known for immediately dispensing with anyone for whom he no longer has any use. Ooh, okay. Okay. This is Gustav here. Gustav is one of Long John Silverbone's trusted officers. He is fiercely loyal and all, but He is fiercely loyal and all but worships his captain. I like this design. I think it looks pretty cool. Purple hair. Purple is my favorite color, so that's probably why I'm, nerding out over this design. I like purple hair. Alright, so this is Bonnie. Bonnie is another one of Long John Silverbone's devoted officers. She is trusted and admired by her fellow plunderers who see her as something of an older sister. Pretty cool. Admiral Mogsworth is a feline pirate whose position within the plunderers is rather precarious. He has been very taken with Mia ever since he encountered her in the forest. Let's read this here. And I'm none other than the supreme swashbuckler, the peerless privateer, Admiral Mogsworth. Pretty cool. So it looks like this character, maybe he'll switch sides. Who knows? Who knows? He's been very taken with Mia after meeting her. Shambles. Sorry. All that came into my mind is Law from One Piece. I'm sorry. Okay. He. Our ambition knows no bounds. If you think you can stop us, I'd like to see you try. That's from Shambles here. Shambles is a sharp-tongued sky pirate who's never seen without her sidekick Shady, despite being frustrated by his constant failings. Shady is a sky pirate who forms something of a double act with Shambles. He tends to be a bit of a bungler. I don't even know what that word means. I actually don't know what that word means, and therefore admires Shambles' no-nonsense attitude. Actually, that's the first time I've seen that word, bungler. I have to look up what that means now when the video is over. The Sylphanian Expedition. The Sylphanian Kingdom has dispatched a special expedition to Draconia in search of treasure. They've established stockades on 2 separate islands from where they conduct their operations. So this is the other rival gang. We talked about the Plunderers, and this is the Sylphanian Expedition now. So let's take a look at this screenshot and the text below it. This looks like it could be their leader. Alright, Captain Levanter is a bold, if rather blunt, figure who leads the Sylphanian expedition. He appears to have a long-standing enmity towards Long John Silverbones. Pretty cool. This guy definitely looks, less menacing than Long John Silverbones. I will say that. Alright. So, how do you pronounce this? Gaily? I'm just going to say Gaily. Gaily is a cheerful and kind-hearted young woman who works under Captain Levanter. She is still just a novice when it comes to treasure hunting, but is working hard to improve her skills. Pretty cool. So the way you're interacting with these people of the Sylphanian expedition, doesn't look like maybe they won't be too hostile. I don't know, because it looks like they're just having normal dialogue. Even in this screenshot right here, haha. Let me scroll up so you guys can see the full image. Oh, my mouse is so weird. It's freaking out. Okay. Captain Levanter. Haha, you really don't know who I am? I'm Captain Levanter of the Sylphanian Expedition. Yeah, I mean, this guy looks like this rival team might be a little bit more friendly. I don't know. Interesting stuff. Okay. Additional rivals. Dragon Quest Treasures features lots of unique and interesting gangs apart from those featured above. So the only ones we took a look at are the 2 main ones. And it's so cool how there's even more gangs than that. This game seems like it's gonna have a lot of them. Like, you know, like when you look at this game at first glance, it seems like, oh, it's just gonna be, you know, pretty simple game, but you can tell like there's a lot of care and elements put into this game, and it looks like it's gonna be very interesting to play. I'm excited. So these are gang members. Rival gang members. So one of them was led by none other than the notorious bandit Robin Hood. Pretty cool. So that's him right there. Let's scroll down and see some of these other rival gang. Okay. Oh yes, see. Oh my goodness, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's what I was just talking about, right? Not all rival gangs are hostile. Some would prefer to strike up a friendship with Eric and Mia's gang. Keep an eye out for these characters, as they'll be often happy to share nuggets of treasure hunting know-how with you. That is pretty cool. So tell me how to fight, know any secret moves. Oh, you know that. Yep. So this kind of confirms what I was talking about, right? So this is Mr. Mistral, the Sylphanian drill instructor. If it's battle advice you're after, you've come to the right place. So yeah, I was right earlier. Gailey and Captain Levantin, I think it was his name. These are friendly rival gangs. So it's pretty cool. Not everyone is just out to screw you over. You have some people who are willing to team up, you know? I think that's pretty cool. And I do think it's pretty cool how like the two main rival gangs are kind of opposing, because it looks like Long John Silverbones, you know, he's just out for blood. But Captain Levantin, he just seems like he's more of a chill guy. He wants to work together and have everyone benefit from the treasure that is in Draconia. And I think that's pretty cool. Let me scroll down. This article's long. I think we're almost near the end though. Okay. Eric and Mia run into Princess Anemone. I've seen this word before, but I forgot how to pronounce it. Princess Anemone all over Draconia. Not only is she a accomplished scholar, she also has all of the refinement one would expect from royalty. But if she's not a treasure hunter, what is she looking for in Draconia? Let's read this. Oh, but where are my manners? We haven't introduced ourselves. This is Washington, and I am Princess Anemone of Sylphania. Pretty interesting. Well, are they actually going to tell us like what she's in Draconia for? Is it no? Okay, it seems like it's just going to be like, we're going to leave you hanging with this dangling piece of interesting information. We hope you enjoyed this latest look at Dragon Quest treasures. You'll be able to start building your base and fighting off against rivals December 9th, 2022, when the game launches for Nintendo Switch. We'll have much more to share about the game as we get closer to release. Make sure you follow Dragon Quest on social media and take a look at the latest info. Of course, you guys go ahead and do that. I'll also be covering these articles as well. I'm sorry, my reading wasn't the best. Like, I just woke up and I made this video. And for these videos, I just read, and like, I guess I'm just not too good at reading. You know, because, you know, these videos aren't scripted. I'm just reading from the article as we go. And some words I'm just struggling with. Like, I don't know why I couldn't say mission like throughout this whole video. I've just been struggling. I don't know. But that's it for this video. I'm sorry this one was a little bit behind. Real life stuff, kind of busy. But yeah, stay awesome. Keep on being a Dragon Quest fan. Join me and transcend humanity. Later.